All right, guys. So you know that earnings season is officially upon us, and we had a couple of banks kick off earnings season. It was J.P. Morgan, I believe. I think Wells Fargo, Citi as well, maybe one or two other ones. But this upcoming week, well, today we have federal holiday, Martin Luther King Day, but tomorrow and the next couple of days after that, we have a couple of companies that are banks and some other type companies as well that are reporting earnings, and we have to break them down in this video. Companies like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Interactive Brokers, State Street, right? Travelers, companies like that. So yeah, we're going to break down a bunch of charts, projections in this video, plus more. So hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and you guys might as well get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,000. Fund your account with at least $100. You get 5 stocks, and fund it with at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks. Again, each up to $2,000. So get on it. Use that link down below. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into it. So again, we have a bunch of companies to break down today, all of which are set to report earnings. And you guys probably know the stock market has been fairly flat over the past couple of weeks, especially here if we're looking at SPY. Just about a month ago at this point, it was at 475, and right now, a month later, we're still at 475. So we're looking to see if we do break out of this triangle. We talked about this in a recent video. You guys can see it here on the 1 hour chart. So keep your eyes on that for SPY. Maybe if we get some sort of movement towards 480, we get to an all-time high, we might get a leg up. From there on the breakout, we'll see. And on Triple Q, let's take a look here quickly, guys. This is pretty much right near the highs from a couple of weeks ago, being about 2 weeks ago at this point, where it hit all-time highs at 413.10. So keep your eyes. If it does go there, maybe breaks out of that point at some point this week. And honestly, as earnings season starts to unfold, this is big, big, big. It's a big time period for the stock market, guys, when the biggest companies in the world are reporting their numbers, their guidance. The guidance is really important to keep your eyes on. Keep your eyes on those levels here on Triple Q and SPY, and let's just dive into it. And by the way, economic events for this week. On Wednesday, we get the retail sales data from the U.S., of course. I think the Canadian CPI is this week as well, but when we're looking at the U.S., we get that again. Retail sales data on Wednesday. We'll break that down here in a couple of days. But yeah, let's break down these stocks here, guys, these charts quickly, as we do, again, have a bunch of financial institutions set to report this week. So Goldman Sachs has been very flat. The stock has been over the past month. You guys can see it's been trading between 375 to about 390 roughly. And on Friday, it went down about 0.5% here. And it looks like, if we look on the 4 hour chart, we're like, okay, it's been ripping over the course of the last couple of months. And as you know, the stock market in general has flattened out a bit. Goldman Sachs has as well over the past couple of weeks after this massive run up, leading into earnings here. So they're looking to do EPS of 341 versus 332 from last year. So that's good. It's going to be up versus last year. And revenue's also going to be up year over year. They're expecting to do $10.8 billion versus the $10.59 from last year. That's going to be up around projected 1.9% year over year. And the thing is, guys, with stocks that are running up like crazy heading into earnings, I get a bit nervous. I don't know. We'll see, man. If they don't report great numbers, don't be surprised if we do fill the gap down to this 180 estimate at about 355, 360. That'd be an interesting spot here on Goldman Sachs. So keep your eyes on them for, let's see, the 16th. That's tomorrow, actually. Yeah, tomorrow morning in the morning, Goldman Sachs is set to report. So keep your eyes on them as revenues projected to go up a little bit. EPS pretty flat, I guess you can say, but still up year over year, just a little bit there for Goldman Sachs. So let's see Morgan Stanley here, guys. MS, let me pull it up quickly here. We can see this one's already started to break down. So we had the consolidation phase like we're seeing in Goldman Sachs, but Morgan Stanley is starting to break down towards that 180 SMA, which again, Goldman Sachs might do that potentially here. Might see a sharper breakdown. If their earnings and guidance aren't up to par, we'll see. Time will tell. But Morgan Stanley's getting close to that 180 SMA. We're at $85. We're actually, or not 85 now. We're at 89 now, but the 180's at $85. So we're getting pretty oversold heading into earnings, which are projected to come out tomorrow morning. Same time as Goldman Sachs. So Morgan Stanley's looking to do EPS of $1.09 versus $1.26 from last year. So their EPS is going to be down year on year, and their revenue is projected to be right in line with what it was last year, $12.75 billion. In other words, they're going to be looking flat on revenue. So Morgan Stanley, anywhere from 85 to 87, I think could be interesting depending on how earnings look. We'll see maybe if we get some sort of bounce back here on Morgan Stanley, as it is down about, $5? Not much, to be honest, at all, about 5%. But we are getting a little oversold on that RSI, and if it gets stretched even more, I think we'll be due for a bounce back for sure at that point. We'll see, of course. Nothing's guaranteed, obviously. Please do your own research, guys. That's MSIBKR is also this week. That's Interactive Brokers. You guys can see this has been breaking out recently. We have an inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour chart. Let me pull it up and show you. Left shoulder, head. We got the right shoulder right here. If it wants to work, there we go. We have a golden cross as well. So this looks really bullish on the charts right now. Heading into earnings, which are on the 16th tomorrow as well, but not in the morning like Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs, but in the aftermarket. So IBKR is after the bell for earnings. And, they're looking pretty good on the charts, like I said, guys. And they're looking to do EPS of $1.54 versus $1.30 from last year on revenue of $1.15 billion versus $958 million from last year. That's up around, 19.5%. That's how much they're looking to grow, about 20%, give or take a little bit. Not bad. And let's see again if this breakout overall continues here on IBKR. It looks pretty bullish if you ask me. And if we do take out, $90, which was the high, it looks like, from early October, we could be making that shot to 95. Dare I say even higher. So IBKR, keep your eyes on it. Of course, we have Schwab this week as well, which has pulled down a good chunk, about $7 from the recent highs, or about 9-10%, so almost in correction territory. So we have Schwab looking to do EPS of 64 cents versus $1.09 from last year. And their, revenue, $4.48 billion versus $5.5 from last year, down almost 19%. So Schwab, guys, their EPS revenue is projected to be down big time year over year. And looks like the stock, again, is down 10% heading into earnings. Maybe, it's for sure known. This is well-known information. Maybe we're getting that little sell-off due to that, kind of in anticipation of these earnings. We'll see. But either way, they're coming out on the 17th, not tomorrow, Tuesday, but Wednesday in the morning. We have Schwab's earnings. So keep your eyes on this stock. Again, pretty oversold, right by the 180 SMA, but we'll see how the numbers end up coming out. For all we know, man, they could crush the numbers, and maybe they don't do as bad as expected compared to last year, and then the stock sees a nice bounce back. We've seen that happen before with this stock time and time again. Look, 2 earnings reports ago, it went from 58 to 70 essentially in a couple of days, 1 or 2 days. So Charles Schwab, keep your eyes on them. USB as well, US Bancorp, guys, another one for this week. They're looking to report on let's see here on the 17th. That's on Wednesday morning. So they're looking to do EPS of 98 cents versus $1.20 from last year on revenue of $6.85 billion versus $6.77 billion from last year. That's going to be up barely, but 1.3%. Projected. So keep your eyes on them. EPS is projected to, shrink, but revenue up a little bit. And a lot of these banks' charts, guys, let's be honest, they look very similar. They had a huge run up, like a lot of stocks did. The financial stocks crushed it, guys. Huge run up. Now they're starting to consolidate a bit and even pull back. towards the 180 moving averages. It's pretty much the same chart over and over again here on USB, MS, Goldman Sachs essentially too. But yeah, keep your eyes on these pullbacks, guys, and just bank earnings in general. I mean, again, last week we had JP Morgan, whose stock shot up and then it dumped off. You guys can see the volatility here. So don't be surprised. I mean, geez, look at this volatility. Don't be surprised if you see this in the other stocks as well, right? And that, in the financial sector. So if we pull up BAC, same thing. A lot of volatility. If we pull up Citi, a ton of volatility. Holy smokes. From 50 to 54, down to 51, up to 53, down to 52. I mean, this thing's been going everywhere it was on Friday. So keep your eyes on all of these banks, guys. And let's do 2 additional stocks here. Might as well. We were going to do 7 anyway. Let me pull it up here and do TRV. I think we do have a decent amount of time left here. So TRV is Travelers Companies. Talk about a huge move from 157 end of October now to 197, up 25%, heading into earnings here, which they're projected to report on the 19th in the morning. So what's that, on Friday morning, guys, I believe? That's Thursday, Friday. Either way. Actually, no, that's Friday. So they're looking to do EPS of $5 versus $3.40 from last year, which is a massive pop from last year, on revenue of $9.99 billion versus $8.83 billion from last year. That would be up 13.1% year over year. Pretty impressive. So this is not one that I'm dying to get into. I mean, come on. Look at this chart, guys. Way overbought. But if we do get some sort of pullback after earnings, we'll see. Maybe I'll reconsider it. We shall see. But for now, TRV, guys, a little bit overbought, way overbought in my opinion. But either way, they're looking to do revenue up 13%, almost $10 billion. It's one worth watching, And the last one on the list, ladies and gentlemen, is State Street, which you can see is also one of those stocks. It ran up a good chunk. Now it's been consolidating, arguably getting ready to pull back. They're set to report on the 19th, it looks like, in the morning. That's on Friday. They're looking to do EPS of $1.83 versus $2.07 from last year. And on revenue, let's see, guys, $2.95 billion versus $3.13 billion from last year. That would be down 5.8% year over year. So EPS, revenue for this company as well is looking to shrink a bit. Same with U.S. Bank Corp, at least for EPS, and Schwab all across the board, EPS and revenue. So yeah, what do you guys think about State Street? I mean, again, these charts, a lot of these charts, they look the same. It's just how it is right now. I mean, this could easily gap down, in my opinion. If earnings are, bad for any reason, we'll see. I could see it go down to $70 easily, in my opinion. We'll see. But yeah, what do you guys think on all these companies, all these stocks, the markets in general? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs this year. Follow me on X as well at Stocks Talk Stocks. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo as well. Fund your account with at least $100. Using that link down below, you get 5 stocks. And fund it with at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks. And each of those could be valued up to $2,000. Get on it, guys. Use that link down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all later.